AI can by definition lend itself to either good use or misuse if I so choose to.
That how this AI is impacting or contributing to business, and primarily if you can also talk about human resource department.
People around the world, of course, at various levels are having various challenges trying to deal with AI and its impact, usage also. What exactly is AI? AI, augmented and virtual reality, we have robotics, we have genome re-engineering, and we have a whole canopy of stuff that have come into our lives. Human beings are getting slowly but surely replaced with machines which are intelligent and can replicate routine tasks much better than you and I can do.
Hello and welcome to yet another podcast from Vriksha Consulting. So we have a special guest from Vriksha Consulting, Mr. Sugata Halder. So thank you very much for giving your time.
Thank you.
Today, this topic is very, very relevant in today's time, where we would be talking about business, we would be talking about AI in business and other areas of business. Right, sir? So let's be started.
Sure, let's go.
So first of all, if you can introduce yourself to our audience, that would be great.
Hi, everybody. This is Sugata Halder, and I'm part of Vriksha Consulting right now. I bring in about almost three decades of corporate work experience, both in India and abroad. Primarily, my background is in business and strategic HR as the core domains. And over the last maybe 5-6 years, I've been dabbling with IR 4.0, within which AI becomes a very, very dominant and well-known area of work across the world now. Currently, as part of the Vriksha Consulting team, we do work for both our clients in the sales and business development domains as much as in strategic HR and other areas, which is separately available to you in our Vriksha websites. Feel free to go there and have a check. And meanwhile, let's come forward and have a chat on what AI can and has been doing, or maybe will be doing going forward. Thank you.
So, sir, if you can tell our audience that how this AI is impacting or contributing to business, and primarily if you can also talk about human resource department.
Now, that's an interesting question, and frankly, I'm not too sure I have a very honest or cogent answer to it. Be that as it may, AI can by definition lend itself to either good use or misuse if I so choose to, at least as on date. And people around the world, of course, at various levels are having various challenges trying to deal with AI and its impact, usage also. So your question, how to make it ethical, I guess it depends on you and I as individuals, what we do with the technology, with the machine, with the tool. Having said that, it definitely, if we, I think, focus on the positives of it, it will definitely, and there are many in use already, tools that are available which can be used to simplify and make more efficient use of HR processes like let's say hiring, for example, since you mentioned hiring. What did we do till date, or what normally do we do? Did we do till date when you have to hire somebody? Typical concept understanding is, or the typical way we did it so far was, there's a vacancy announced. Now you advertise it to relevant media, nowadays even social media, and then you expect profiles and CVs to come to you. You reach out to hiring agencies and give your job descriptions and vacancy requirements. They give you certain shortlisted CVs or resumes. You shortlist, then you call for interviews, you interview online, offline, what have you, and maybe finally select. Now, if you look at it, this is essentially a reactive process, one, which means it starts after the vacancy is created, one. Two, it is, end of the day, always dependent on a manual interpretation of who is the optimal candidate. It's not to say that the decisions like that are always wrong or right, but it is, end of the day, a human interpretation. There is an element of objectivity, but no matter what we say, there's always an element of subjectivity in that. Come to AI, there are various tools already in use. I can name a few. I don't know whether we should name brands here on a podcast, but there are brands like, let's say, Watson of IBM. Just one example. There are a few others. what we can do today, and there are others, where we kind of make it more predictive, not reactive. So, for example, I know with the right technology use, what are the likely vacancies that can come up in the organization, which are the areas of the roles that can get open, where people might exit, possibly, not when and after they put in their resignation. So I know in advance that there are potential exit points. One, two, even after that, forget exits. Even otherwise, today, we have the opportunity with the right tools available within AI. Things like, let's say, I have a proactive approach to hiring, which means with use of right tools, I can reach out to, say, cloning candidate, which means I have a set of employees with us. I will look at their mirror image outside, not for hire, but I reach out to them for, it's like a social media engagement like we do on LinkedIn or Facebook, just for social media interaction. And I give them and I ensure that they stay in touch with me as an organization purely on an engagement basis. And within that, using certain technology tools available today, I can keep profiling them to see who fits me best, should there be vacancy in position A, position B, etc. So while I'm engaging with them online, I also know out of the 100 that I'm engaged, these 5 are potential candidates for me for this position, that position, and the other. And in the event there are vacancies coming up, I already have those 5 identified, profiled objectively through use of technology, and my whole hiring cycle becomes much faster, closer, and quicker. One, two quick point. So essentially, it is moving to a predictive process rather than a reactive process, cutting down time, making the whole process far more efficient. This is just a snapshot example. This can go on. I can give many more examples, but for paucity of time, let's for the moment stick to this. And we can keep going, but for this conversation, let's say, Anshuman, let's stay with this and see how it goes.
So, sir, how organization can ensure that AI used typically in HR services like recruitment and other things is ethical enough? So, how to ensure that as an organization?
Okay, that's an interesting question. So to try and get a fathom of what exactly AI is and does, let's take a step back and first understand, or at least have an overview of what exactly is AI. Now, to understand AI, I think we need to first look at a larger canopy or term, which we normally called IR 4.0, which is Industry Revolution 4.0, within which various new technologies have come into play, AI being one of them, or at least the more well-known amongst them. So what exactly is IR 4.0? There were time, about say around 1760, 70, don't hold me to the date approximately then, that the first steam engine and locomechanization happened and the civilizational leap forward started, and modern manufacturing, modern technology started playing a role in impacting lives of human beings. As far as mechanization is concerned, it is called IR 4.0, sorry, IR 1.0, apologies. And then about 100 years down the line, around 1870, 1880, we had electricity come into our lives. That was IR 2.0, when another leap forward happened in the impact and lives of people across the world. 1970s, another 100 years later, incidentally, and we have IR 3.0, which is essentially what we today call and are all familiar with. The IT revolution, or the conventional IT revolution, happened and then had its footprint spread across the world and therefore impacted all of our lives. However, the turn of the century, say about 2 decades back, and then growing forward, we now have the IR 4.0 revolution happening, which include new technologies typically like AI, augmented and virtual reality, we have robotics, we have genome re-engineering, and we have a whole canopy of stuff that have come into our lives at various stages of development and growth. Now, within which all these come under the ambit of IR 4.0, happening pretty much parallelly. And most important to understand and note is that the speed and the impact of IR 3.0, which is the conventional IT revolution, was tremendous in our lives, corporate and personal. professional and personal. However, this IR 4.0 and its impact is a tsunami compared to what it has been so far. So to come back to AI within that specifically, of the various technologies in play within IR 4.0, AI typically, as the name suggests, is artificial intelligence. I think by now most of us, almost all of us know it. It is machines trying to play the role of human beings, replicating, duplicating tasks that human beings may do, probably doing it better, etc., etc. So to understand AI in its simplest form, I think we need to understand that this technology comes into play at, broadly speaking, I'm keeping it as non-technical as possible, at 3 levels. The basic level of AI is called narrow level intelligence, which fundamentally can replicate any routine tasks that we perform in our lives. For example, let's say there is a factory production going on. So a set of machine producing, let's say, cars. There is a section of the manufacturing assembly line where, let's say, the engines are getting fitted. Now, these kind of repetitive tasks, the artificial intelligence today is available to us, which can replicate, duplicate that faster, in a superior manner, do it in a far greater quality and consistently, which no human being can do. So ANI, or narrow level intelligence, is at a fairly mature level today, is already being used across the globe, where human beings are getting slowly but surely replaced with machines which are intelligent and can replicate routine tasks much better than you and I can do, with much less error, if not zero error. The next level of AI, which is still at various stages of development, some of it is already in use, some is yet to happen, more will happen as we go forward, is called generative, or AGI, general level intelligence. Generative AI is somewhere a bridge in between narrow and AGI, general intelligence, which is also in vogue today. At pretty much, you have all these chat GPTs, which is very popular, and other such brands being used, which is generative AI at work in some form. But above that is AGI, and then there is some laboratory level work, probably still at lab level, some amount of real life prototypes developed, which is ASI, the superior level of intelligence, where it is estimated, maybe over decades, not there yet, but it is estimated that the machine shall be able to even replicate human emotions, forget about the tasks that we do. So AI can have a significant say, already has and shall only grow, in the kind of work we do, the way we behave, the way we conduct ourselves, both professional, personal, etc., etc. So it's pretty much a humongous tsunami that's happening around us, and the sooner we get aligned to it and probably also get reskilled around it, I think it is wiser and better for us.
Thank you very much for all those insights. Now, as we are going forward in terms of business, in terms of HR, what are the preparations that one has to take care to be in the market and face the upcoming challenges as AI is concerned?
You know what? I don't know how to answer this in few sentences, because it's an elaborate and a very relevant but an important but detailed discussion is required on this to give it some merit of an answer. Suffice it to say for now that imagine a world. You were saying what are the kind of skill sets, etc., shift that is required. First of all, imagine over the last 2 decades the advent of social media, primarily social media of various platforms, starting from the Facebooks and LinkedIns and WhatsApps of the world, and many more, Instagram of the world. Billions and billions and billions of people who log in every day and make use of them. Billions of transactions are happening, in turn leading to billions of data points across the world, and it runs into billions. Therefore, this massive data is called big data. Now, this big data, to be able to harness this big data and make important and extremely relevant and business impacting decisions for a business is now important, because your entire population has their usage patterns can be studied by studying their behavior on social media. But that's a billion and billions of data. So there is no real, today's conventional IT softwares can't really do that. You need high-end AI tools to do that analytics. So big data is the repository of the behavioral usage patterns of individuals across the globe, which runs into billions of data points. B, you need tools, AI-enabled tools, which will massage that data and give you information that you may require for you to make important business and correct business decisions. So there is big data on one hand and there is AI. So as an organization and within that as individuals, we must have skill sets to be able to navigate these two worlds effectively to make effective business decisions end of the day. Now, as far as big data and AI is concerned, together is a clear disruptor. So as a business, if I continue to be, no matter which industry I might be from, if I continue to work in the conventional way, I might soon find my way out of competition at its worst case. I'll give you an interesting data suddenly struck me. Somewhere in 2001, 2006 and 2011, every 5 years, if you look at some data is seen, I saw it somewhere on the internet, that if I look at the top 5 organizations globally in terms of market valuation, market cap, not turnover, market cap, in 2001, 2006 and 2011, every 5 years, out of the top 5, 4 were brick and mortar industry companies. One was a tech company. 2016 onwards, magic happened. Out of the 5, all 5 were tech companies in terms of market cap. So what happened between 2011 and 16 that large brick and mortar companies, global giants, moved out of the market cap list of top 5. So some magic happened. So what happened was big data, was IR 4.0, what happened was AI, and technology was overriding and impacting lives and helping business scale fast. Probably, and this is an individual opinion, probably scale and size is no more a guarantee of success. How big I am as an organization, how many countries I work within, may not be a guarantee of success or continued success anymore. Probably speed is. How quick I am, how easy is it for me as an organization to adapt to changes becomes a mission critical skill as a whole organization. Within that, there's an interesting research which came out from World Economic Forum where they're saying largely, I don't want to get into specifics, that till yesterday, we could do away with as individuals largely analytical, logical, left brain skills. Whereas increasingly, right brain skills, which is creativity, originality, ability to devise things, think out of the box, use technology to make intelligent use out of them, is becoming more and more important as skill set. So over time, as AI becomes or gets converted into usable tools, and it's already getting done, many of them are already available, many of you might be using them. This will enable you, without even those who don't have technology knowledge enough, not from a technology background, would still be able to use AI and bring in fascinating changes in the business, either for themselves or for the organization they might be working for. So net, I think simple for the moment, but important, your business contextual important AI skill set adaptation is a mission critical must do now. Not high-end AI, not etc., but basic tools which will benefit your business. Those must be adapted quickly across different departments. And those are available plenty, and many of them are available. Those skill programs are available even free of cost. So I'm sure if you navigate the internet, you will get many of them. But that is something I think one must, as an organization and as individuals, certainly, we must focus on.
So thank you very much for your time, sir.
My pleasure.
You have understood. Now, if you have any question, if you have any kind of doubt or anything that you want to ask, you can just put that in the comment box. If you have liked this podcast and you want to have more insight about how AI is impacting business, how we should be getting prepared about it, you can ask for questions, you can ask some more details. We will surely make another podcast. We can sit for a longer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah? Requires a much longer conversation. This is just a superficial, very quick snapshot interaction, which just give you a flavor, no more. It's like a tasting of the menu rather than having the main menu.
Correct. So Mr. Sugata Halder is available for training workshop, for consultancy, in case you are looking for such services. You can put down that too in the comment section. And thank you very much for watching this podcast. Please share it with your people. Right? Thank you so much.
Thank you and all the best. Bye-bye.